Hello everybody, Snowski here, coming into today's YouTube video. We're going to be breaking down true openings as a quarterly theory part 2 to my quarterly theory module. Now coming into today, not only are we going to be breaking down what true openings are, how to use them, how to implement them, and really how to build a model around them. If you guys are unfamiliar with my content, my name is Snowski. I personally use and teach quarterly theory and smart money concepts. And of course, if you are familiar with quarterly theory, this should be easy to pick up. If not, I guarantee watching my previous videos of introduction to quarterly theory and of course the SSMT video before hopping into today's video. Now, of course, hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Of course, having your notes out, let's hop straight into it. True openings. Now, grasp understanding of true opens. Initial background understanding. If you come from an ICT understanding background, most of these concepts may be too familiar. Openings through his teachings have been introduced over time in lessons, time to time, such as midnight opening, etc., etc. Now, they refine that understanding implementing quarterly theory and how true opens work can be beneficial to us using these concepts. Key opens, such as midnight, ICT has taught us a big grasp of what they look like and how to use them. Quarterly theory invites the understanding of time-based criterias, so using this understanding for true opens, we must implement them properly under specific quarters, etc., etc. Now, what exactly are quarters and, well, cycles? Quarterly theory, quarters, and cycles. The whole difference between smart money concepts and quarterly theory, as Day has refined, is quarterly theory gives us the advantage over understanding not only true openings and the different cycles of their true openings, but referencing to quarters. Now, every single day, there's not only going to be a daily cycle, there's going to be 90-minute fractal cycles within the daily cycle, and then within the 90-minute cycles, there's also going to be microcycles, understanding time is fractal. And what this is meaning is, well, fractal repetitive. They will happen on higher time frames and lower time frames. So before we reference to true openings, we need to, well, realize or understand what cycles are going to have true openings. And well, just like any other quarterly theory and smart money concept, they are fractal. So true openings being repetitive for every different cycle. If you're unfamiliar with the quarters within the cycle, I do break this down within the Introduction to Quarterly Theory and the SSMT module. So if not, take a picture of this, but we do have to hop into true openings. Specific openings. Utilizing our different true openings that reference to every single different cycle. More importantly, our true year opening, which is quarter 2 opening or the second quarter of our true year opening quarters, right? Reference back. The yearly cycle is going to consist of 4 quarters. Each of these quarters are going to consist of 3-month fragments, right? First being January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Each of them are going to be considered of a quarter. Now, true openings are the second opening or second quarter opening of every cycle. So if we're looking for true year opening, that's going to be the opening of April. Same thing for monthly cycles. It would be the second week of the month. Weekly cycles would be Tuesday. Then daily cycles would be London, or what ICT talks about, midnight opening price, etc., etc. So using specific openings, they will be fractal, they will be repetitive, and they will happen exactly the same on both higher time frames and lower time frames. So if you're not using an indicator, the best way to use it is break down the cycle into fourths. The second quarter opening, that is your true opening for whatever cycle you are using. From ICT backgrounds, most will recognize true day opening as quarter 2 or midnight. We can reference back. The daily cycles, the second opening would be London. That's midnight opening price. In ICT or smart money concept backgrounds, everybody understands this as midnight opening price, which in a reference is a key opening, but in time aspect is a true opening. Now, determining structure with true openings. True opens work as similarity to smart money concept power of threes. In a buy profile, we're going to want to seek manipulation below the opening price and distribution above the opening price. Same thing vice versa. In a sell profile, we want to see manipulation above the opening price and distribution below the opening price. This refined structure can be used for all given openings. Knowing time is fractal, well, so are true openings. When structuring a narrative and entry, we must take into consideration every true open below the given higher time frame opening used for bias. Meaning, if we are structuring our daily bias from our true day opening insights of a buy profile, we want to see every intraday true opening move in similarity to true day. Right? So let's reference back. Our true opens below true day, which we have true day opening, true session opening, and true micro session opening. What this is saying is if we are in seeking of a buy profile, meaning think of power of three, we're going to accumulate, manipulate, distribute. When we form this AMD model, or this power of three, this open, low, high, close format, we want to reference to our quarter two. So if quarter one accumulated, quarter two opened, we can see right here, true opening, we purge our sell stops of our quarter one in quarter two, meaning we accumulated, manipulated. Now quarter three is going to be our distribution. Before we obviously distribute, if you're unfamiliar with utilizing SSMTs, we need to use some sort of time frame aligned SSMT to tell us that we're pivoting from manipulation into distribution. A lot of the times you'll see we're also going to mitigate some sort of higher time frame point of interest or PD array, purge the sell stops, and then go against the buy stops. The quarter two opening, which is our true opening, if we're to reference to this power of three as our true day opening, right? Let's say we're referencing to our daily power of three. Our quarter two or midnight opening price is our true day opening. Meaning, if we are dipping below true day opening to, well, properly manipulate and then distribute, we want to make sure that between true day and our lower time frame fractal true opens, such as our true session and our true micro session coming into like opening bell, for example, if you're a New York AM trader, just like myself, we want to make sure that they're all in the exact same format. Meaning, if we're expecting the day to be bullish, we want to make sure that our true session and our true micro session are all validated for bullish format. 90% of the time, if our narrative is predetermined to be, well, bullish, lower time frame will move similar, obviously depending on time. If true day is going to open up at midnight, true session, for more importantly, our true New York opening, right? We understand going back, true session opening is quarter two opening of our second 90-minute cycle. Second 90-minute cycle, think back, our daily cycles consist of 4 quarters. Each of these quarters, or each of these sessions, are going to consist of 4 90-minute quarters, meaning the second 90-minute quarter of New York AM can be your true New York opening. Meaning, if true day is in a bullish narrative, we want to see true New York or true session opening in the exact same buy profile. What this is doing is you're correlating all time frames to fill in the exact same criteria to the exact same alignment or structure to give you precision. And now think, days where they're not aligned, does this give you a high probability trade or does this give you a low probability trade? Well, it's really self-explanatory. Days that I personally teach my students to stay out of consist of a lack of true open alignment. Now, of course, what does a true open need to validate? Usually an SSMT, which we'll break down in just a second. True open cycle alignment. Using the understanding of cycle alignment, we will be looking for specific sequential SMTs for specific true open validations. Now, what do I mean by validations? We know that every single true opening is going to have an AMDX or XAMD model around it. If our quarter two opening is going to give us our true opening, we're expecting a bullish profile, we know we're going to manipulate below the true opening and likely hit some sort of higher time frame point of interest or PD ray. What will always confirm a high probability pivot is validating our true opening prices. In order to validate our true opening prices, we want to see an SSMT, but not any SSMT, an SSMT that is going to correlate to this specific true opening. Understand? True opens are fractal, so are sequential SMTs as well. Time is fractal. Quarterly theory is fractal. So, If we are referencing to a true week opening price, reference back, true week opening price is quarter two opening, meaning Tuesday, right? We reference back, weekly cycle quarters, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Tuesday is quarter two of the week. So if we're looking for a true week opening validation, we want to see, let's say, a bullish profile. Let's say go back. We accumulated on Monday, Tuesday open, manipulated below. Tuesday's our true week opening price. In order to pivot us from Tuesday's manipulation into Wednesday's distribution, we want to see a weekly cycle SSMT that validates from manipulation into distribution. We could see using our cycle alignment, same thing for all other fractal true opens. If we're referencing to a true day opening price, we need to validate a pivot from manipulation into distribution with a DC SSMT. Same thing with TSO and true micro session opening. Any trades taken without this understanding can lead to an improbable trading condition. Let's break down an example of true opens with cycle alignment. 90-minute cycle SSMT example. Now, 90-minute cycles are more considered internal sequentials. Externals are more 15-minute DCs or higher. When looking between assets for cracking correlations, a rule of thumb is check if you're above or below any true opens referenced for that cycle. Look between the three correlated assets for different layouts, as time to time a specific asset may appear below a true opening while others may not. We a lot of the time can see this as decoupling assets. True opens are used for reference points in price. If we're above a true opening, 9 times out of 10, you're selling towards it. If you're above, you're buying towards it. So looking at this 90-minute cycle example, this is obviously a 5-minute chart. If you're unfamiliar with SSMTs, I definitely suggest going to that lecture on my YouTube channel before coming to this. It would make 10x more sense. We are utilizing our 5-minute chart. As we can see, our second quarter opening of our 90-minute cycle, which is between a session, right, a 6-hour window in forts, is 90-minute windows. The second opening is our true New York opening. In order to seek lower prices, not only do we need to correlate with true day, our higher time frame, fractal, power of 3, let's say hypothetically our daily profile is bearish. In order to validate us to continue bearish on a lower time frame level, we need to reference to true New York because, well, it's a fractal true opening price. So what do we expect? If we want to anticipate bearish prices, we want to see price accumulate, manipulate above the true opening price, and then distribute below the opening price. But in order to pivot from, well, manipulation into distribution, we need the time frame aligned cracking correlation. So let's go back. If we're referencing to true session opening, which is true New York, we want to see a 90-minute cycle SSMT. What do we have? Between quarter 1 and 2, we form a 90-minute SSMT with our other correlated assets. What does that do is it prones us to reverse to target true New York and anything below true New York, such as the accumulation lows and any inefficient ranges or high time frame point of interest that are obviously clear draws on price. So same thing with all fractal true openings. Whether this is true New York, true micro session, true day, true week, you need the correlated time frame SSMT to pivot from manipulation into distribution. Now, reverse engineer. If you do not have the validation, you don't have the SSMT, is it a probable trading condition or is it an improbable trading condition? Very simple. It's improbable. You should not be trading a improbable trading condition. The whole point of quarterly theory is to give you precision. And that means you're not trading every day. For a lot of people that have seen my content, I do not trade every day. Okay? I trade usually 2, 3, 4 times, sometimes 5, if I get lucky, a week. And I'm always picking the highest probable trades that are going to form, meaning I need true opens to be mitigated. I need them to be manipulative, validated by an SSMT, and in distribution on true day, true New York, and true micro session opening. If you guys are familiar with AMDXXAMD, you guys should be familiar with what I'm talking about. 90-minute SSMT confirms true New York. That is going to be seeking lower prices. Now, coming to an end, I did really hope you guys enjoyed today's lecture. As of course, I promised you guys all that we are going to be starting to break down within my personal YouTube channel, Quarterly Theory Concepts on forward, as we started with the introduction to quarterly theory, then SSMTs, now today being true openings. If you guys have any suggestions for topics you guys do want me to cover, feel free to, of course, leave a comment in the comment section below. If you guys are unfamiliar with my content or who I am, my name is Snowski. I personally use and trade quarterly theory and teach quarterly theory. If you guys want to get a nice input on my lessons, I do have a 100% free Discord server, Collectors Club. Link will be in the description, as well as, of course, right here on my screen. Feel free to join that. Let me know when you do, and of course, shoot me a little hello. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and as always, I'll see you boys at the top. Peace.